Dear students, my name is Sir Kumel. Today I will teach you the topic of Karnaugh Map. First of all, I will give you the introduction of Karnaugh Map. I'm highlighting some points, some sentences for you so you may understand the definition of the Karnaugh Map. A Karnaugh Map is similar to a truth table because it presents all of the possible values of input variables and the resulting output for each value. Instead of being organized into columns and rows like a truth table, the Karnaugh maps is an array of cells in which each cell represents a binary value of the input variables. Karnaugh map, you can say, is like a truth table. It is similar to truth table. When you make a truth table, there are rows, there are columns in truth table, but instead of rows and columns, there are cells in a Karnaugh map. Karnaugh map consists of cells, and Karnaugh map is known as an array of cells. There are input variables which are put it into cells, and then we can find the output values from that Karnaugh map. Now I would like to teach you the heading of three variable Karnaugh map. I'm doing zoom in this three variable Karnaugh map so you can look at it clearly. This is a three variable Karnaugh map. Three variables means variable A, variable B, and variable C. How many cells are there in a three variable Karnaugh map? You can find it by putting number 3 in the power of 2. 2 raised to the power 3 is equal to 8. So there are 8 cells in a Karnaugh map. Now look how a three variable Karnaugh map is made. I have already told you there are 8 cells in a three variable Karnaugh map. There are 8 cells in the form of 2 columns and 4 rows. There is a first column which is 0, and the second column which is 1. 0 and 1, which are the values of variable C. 0 and 1 are the values of variable C. Why? Because variable C is written above this diagonal line, which is at the corner. This diagonal line. This diagonal line. Variable C is written above this diagonal line. That's why it's having it's having value 0 in the first column and value 1 in the second column. Now you see variable A and B are written below this diagonal line, which is stretched at the corner of this three variable Karnaugh map. The variables A and B are having the binary values in the form of 4 rows. So the value of first row is 0 0. Here variable a has the value 0 and variable b is also 0. Now the second row has a value 0 1. Here variable a is 0 but variable b is 1. For third row the value is 1 1. Here both a and b have values 1 and 1. Now the last row has value 1 0. Here's variable a has a value 1 but variable b has a value 0. Now you will be confused and well thinking about the question that why there is 1 1 before 1 0. Why this 1 1 is before 1 0, like in the counting, in binary counting there 1 0 comes first and then after is 1 1. But here in three variable Karnaugh map, the third row is 1 1 and the fourth row is 1 0. So I would like to answer this. This three variable Karnaugh map, which is a map, has no any link with binary counting. Yes, when we were discussing the topic of binary counting and I was teaching you the binary counting, then obviously 1 0 comes first and after is 1 1. But this three variable Karnaugh map has no any link with binary counting. So this map is made and the designer of this map, the inventor of this map, has given this an idea to keep 1 1 the value of third row and 1 0 the value of fourth row. Okay, so there is 1 1 the value of third row, which I have ticked with the help of a red pen. You can see 1 1 is the value of the third row and 1 0 is the value of the fourth row. Okay, so this is the map of three variable Karnaugh map. You can count there are 8 cells in this three variable Karnaugh map. Now in this figure B, variables are written into the cells in the form of complemented and uncomplemented form. Like if I talk about this cell, if I talk about this cell, then you see what is the value of this cell. The value of this cell is 0 0 0. Why? Because the variable a and b are 0 0 for this cell and the variable c is also 0 for this cell. So the value of this cell is 0 0 0. And you already know in binary, if we want to denote any variable the value 0, then the variable will have a bar over it, which is called complemented form of that variable. So a bar, b bar, c bar is written into the cell. Now if I talk about this cell, if I talk about for example this cell, what is the value of this cell? The value of this cell is 1 1 1. Why? Because the value of this cell is 1 1 1. Why? Because the variables a and b have values 1 and 1 and the variable c also have the value 1. So the value of this cell is 1 1 1. And you already know that if we want to give the value 1 to a variable, then the variable has no any bar over it, i.e. the variable is in its uncomplemented form. So you can see uh, the variables a b c have no any bar over it, so variable a b c are uncomplemented here, and variable a b c are written in this cell. Okay, now you can see, if I talk about this cell, what is the value of this cell? 101. Why? Because for this cell, a variable a is 1, variable b is 0, and variable c is 1. So the value of this cell is 101, and a b bar c is written into the cell. Why there is a bar over b? Because b is in its complemented form, and whenever a variable is in its complemented form, obviously there is a bar over it. That's why a b bar c is written into the cell. Okay, so this is the end of the lecture. Thank you very much, and wait for the next video.